Also got Ricky Morton here tonight. Ricky, how are you doing?
What's this on?
What?
What you got?
It's just video.
Blow me.
Okay.
No.
I like that. Your opinions on Eric Adamz?
Who?
Good. That's what I like to hear.
Who?
Good.
Eric Adamz.
Yes.
I know. That's like asking me, ride a bus or take your lunch?
Well, for me, I guess it's ride a bus.
Oh. Great. All right.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I'm just here.
Yes.
Hey, another day at the office.
Yes. Well, my name is Eric Adamz. It's nice to meet you, Ricky.
Who?
See how this business is. But what's his name?
This is Butch and Tally. That's the Whacker brothers.
The Whacker
Butch
brothers.
and Tally Whacker.
Okay, so right now as we speak, one of the other things I like to do besides what I do for my career is I like to do spoken word shows. You know, it's a chance for me to release the frustrations I got. You know, it's a chance to show my my humane side and what my questions are. And we're doing it here at Gizzy's Cafe. So we'll see what happens tonight. They got a band up, but we're getting ready to play here in the village. It should be fun. You get to see a little bit of what I do here. So come on in.
I'm Billy Garcia from the TV show Survivor Cook Islands on CBS. I've known Eric since he was 16 years old. He and I began training at Gleason's gym under Johnny Rods in '98.
Scotty Atomic. Used to know Eric when we were in the Indies over in East Tennessee.
My name is Anthony Preveiw, and I'm Eric's brother.
Off and on, since 2003 maybe?
But no matter what goes on in your life, I want you to remember this. Life is beautiful, and it is grand, and it's something you should always enjoy. Because you know why? Because you're not a professional wrestler. Thank you very much, folks.
Well, I've known Eric all my life, and when he was 14, that's when he got really interested into wanting to chase the dream. But he's been into wrestling since he was very little.
Really?
He's always doing shows in Brooklyn, starting at 14, and when he turned 18, he just up and moved to chase his dream to Tennessee.
To do this.
My initial opinion was, Eric, you're a nut. You're crazy. You're 18 years old and you're going all the way down south, away from family, away from friends, away from your safety net, and gosh darn it, you pulled it off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a total risk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of like spur of the moment.
Really?
And like we kind of always knew it was going to happen. So we were shocked in a way, but not really.
Really.
First
And this is me on a beautiful Amtrak train on my way to go do a show in Richmond, Virginia. As you can see.
He's always working on the road, doing shows in different states. So when he could come to New York to do some shows, that's great.
Yeah, there's a little more room than the buses here, so I should be all right. But this is just the beginning of our trip.
With his relationships, with his mother, his aunt, me, you know, I don't get to see him anymore.
Oh gosh, I think it was kind of an accident. I was working this outfit called PWA that was god-awful. There was some good talent in there, but there was some bad management in there. Just gotten in from New York and was looking for places to wrestle, and he came down and worked our show a few times, and we
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's a lot more accomplished, but, you know, he's shown the heart and determination, so that's the main thing that you start with, right?
Would you say he's really dedicated to this?
Extremely dedicated. If there's one person dedicated to one thing, that would be Eric.
I think he's great. He's very talented, works all different styles, very agile. He can get that ass up, so I'm happy with that. I've worked Eric before.
he won't shut up about it. I mean, he's, you know, there are guys that say, oh, I want to be a wrestler. But then there are guys that talk the talk and walk the walk. And Eric is just one of those guys that always has his mind in. He's always thinking about, I mean, even if it's something on Chappelle's show or something on MTV, he's thinking about, how can I turn that into something that's going to make money and do business and get me rolling on another story or whatever. He just, I mean, he doesn't have an off switch for this business. He doesn't.
Oh, he's very committed, completely committed. There's no question about that.
I've been fortunate enough to run into Eric in Nashville, Tennessee at the reality TV convention. This was 2007, 2006, somewhere around there. Yeah, this dude was so hardcore. He's out there wrestling and doing his thing in Nashville, living on his own at a very young age. And he took the time out to come see me at the reality TV convention, which was really cool.
When I needed him, you know, and always got ideas, always trying to think about that next show or that next angle or that next crowd and just how he's gonna mix things up. He's always, if he's not coming up with ideas of his own, he's taking ideas and twisting them and turning them into something new.
Well, Eric was very enthusiastic about wrestling. He's a bit of a restless youth, I would say. He, you know, jump in the ring, didn't matter who it was with. I think wrestling kind of kept him on the straight and narrow path as far as Eric can go, the straight and narrow.
Forget what you heard. This is Eric Adamz. You can go ahead, kept me put in jail for that. I don't care.
Partying with Eric Adamz is like partying with a car full of guys that just take up your passenger seat. Gosh. He was friends with a bunch of musicians that I was a fan of. I was a fan of this one band in Nashville, Tennessee. And we went out to a couple of house parties there and a couple of shows. He actually went to Family Values with me, and that was good times. We got to see Korn and Flyleaf and Seven Dust and a bunch of others. That was cool because that was my idea, and he went along anyway. And I think he might have actually bought my ticket. That's the kind of guy he was. He's always more about. It's funny, the way he parties is a lot like the way he does business in wrestling. He wants the whole party to be enjoying themselves, and he's willing to put his own pleasure off to the side in favor of that. That's probably the most selfless thing I know about him.
Yeah, there was this one night that we went out. It was me, Johnny Fairplay, a couple of reality groupies. We went out to Tootsie's on a Nashville Strip, and well, Fairplay being Fairplay, he got super drunk. Believe it or not, Eric was the somewhat responsible one out of the group. And I'm not sure if he hooked up with the groupies because I can hardly remember the rest of that night. But yeah, you know, Eric got me home. Or better say, to the hotel.
Really fair.
Eric, I'm not around him all the time, but from what I know, he's very dedicated. I've always gotten along with him, and puts a lot of heart and soul in everything he does. And I think one day he's going to make it. He's going to make it big.
Yeah. Now, you have any message you'd like to give to Eric right now?
Hang in there, Eric. I'm rooting for you.
Thank you.
Well, with his dedication, I believe it's 110% possible that he's going to become a star and rise above and prove to everyone who said he couldn't do it that he's going to do it.
Yeah.
I would say maybe be less friendly than you are. I feel like that saying about you can make money or you can make friends in this business is actually pretty true. And Eric's got a lot of good friends, and he deserves a chance to make his money.
Don't quit following your dreams. It's a long, hard, winding road. You can get there. You just keep persevering. You have what it takes. I've been fortunate enough to get on the world stage. I didn't do it in wrestling because it just wasn't meant to be, but I got on that world stage. I think, Eric, you do have what it takes to get on that world stage in wrestling.
And I come to realize one thing. It's not about you fans. It's not about the promoters and bookers of NCW. It's not about being a professional wrestler in the state of South Carolina. It's about proving to myself proving to Eric Adamz what I know I am, and that is the all-round best professional wrestler in the entire United States of America.
Well, you saw where I used to live in New York City, and this is where I live now. Beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina. This is the downtown area of Charlotte. As you can see, it's pretty nice around here. I enjoy living here. The rent's cheaper. There's a lot more shows to work on. I learned a lot. Before living here, though, I lived in Knoxville, Tennessee. And those were some interesting times in life. And I met some interesting people there. Now I live here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I like it. You know, I wish I could tell you I live, you know, here in downtown Charlotte, but I live just a little bit outside of here in the hood. You'll get to see that a little bit later. But yeah, this is my home now, Charlotte, North Carolina.